From the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 1, verses 57 to 66 and verse 80. When the time arrived for Elizabeth to have a child, she gave birth to a son. Her neighbors and relatives heard that the Lord had shown His great mercy toward her, and they rejoiced with her. When they came on the 8th day to circumcise the child, they were going to call him Zechariah after his father. But his mother said in reply, "No, he will be called John." But they answered her, "There is no one among your relatives who has this name." So they made signs, asking his father what he wished him to be called. He asked for a tablet and wrote, "John is his name." And all were amazed. Immediately his mouth was opened, his tongue freed, and he spoke, blessing God. Then fear came upon all their neighbors, and all these matters were discussed throughout the hill country of Judea. All who heard these things took them to heart, saying, "What then will this child be? For surely the hand of the Lord was with him." The child grew and became strong in spirit, and he was in the desert until the day of his manifestation to Israel. Today, 24 June, we are celebrating the Solemnity of Saint John the Baptist. He is the only saint, with the exception of the Virgin Mary, whose birth the liturgy celebrates, and it does so because it is closely connected with the mystery of the incarnation of the Son of God. In fact, from the time when he was in his mother's womb, John was the precursor of Jesus. The angel announced to Mary his miraculous conception as a sign that nothing is impossible to God. 6 months before the great miracle that brings us salvation, God's union with man brought about by the Holy Spirit. The 4 Gospels place great emphasis on the figure of John the Baptist, the prophet who concludes the Old Testament and inaugurates the New by identifying Jesus of Nazareth as the Messiah, the anointed one of the Lord. In fact, Jesus himself was to speak of John in these terms. "This is he of whom it is written, 'Behold, I send my messenger before your face, who shall prepare your way before you.' Truly I say to you, among those born of women, there has risen no one greater than John the Baptist. Yet he who is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he." The Virgin Mary helped her elderly kinswoman, Elizabeth, when she was expecting John to bring her pregnancy to completion. May she help all people to follow Jesus, the Christ, the Son of God, whom the Baptist proclaimed with deep humility and prophetic fervor.